Good morning. I did not post yesterday's Sparkle video because it was so, in my opinion, horrible. Um, I probably won't post it. But I want you to see some things and understand some things. I have migraine. I don't know why I started having migraine again, other than they've said that it comes from the nerve damage in my neck. Um, I went from October 2011 to July 15 and was totally migraine free. And um, then in July, coming back from Richmond one day, I um, had a migraine hit. I thought I was having a stroke. I mean, I'm just going to be real honest with you. The left side of my body was numb. I had migraines from 14, the time I was 14 until 2011. Um, I had aura with them. I had my face would go numb, um, wouldn't be coherent, wouldn't be able to, make sentences and things like that. My vision would go cuckoo, um, but I had never had. Um, I hit the exit to come to my house from Richmond, and I was hungry. I'd started to get hungry, and I had decided I was going to stop at Wendy's and get some little Wendy's cheeseburgers because they are so yummy. Um, but anyway, there's two Wendy's before you get to my house, and the first Wendy's I had decided to go ahead and pass it because it makes sense. The second Wendy's is closer to my house. My food would be more fresh when I got home, so it wouldn't be cold. Well, I never made it to the second Wendy's because probably maybe 3 miles down the road, I have my phone set up in my car hands free. I had Siri call my husband, and I told him then, I said, something is wrong. I don't know what it is, because it didn't feel like a migraine. Um, I had no, I have Meniere's disease. I had no symptoms of anything that I recognized. I don't remember. Several people told me that I should have called 911, and I'm like, I'm driving. How am I going to tell them how to get to me? I couldn't speak. Couldn't make coherent, couldn't talk. Um, I have flashes of memories of driving myself to St. Joe East, which is just off of Richmond Road. Um, I don't remember to this day where I parked my car. During the course of driving, the entire left side of my body went numb. Um, by the time that I parked my car and walked what seemed to me at that point in time, which it was not, okay, um, it seemed like I walked for miles. And I kept passing people who had on scrubs, and I kept thinking, why aren't they trying to help me? Why aren't they, asking me if something is wrong with me? Because in my mind, I'm thinking something obviously had to be wrong with me because I was hurting so bad and I was numb, and that everything just kept getting worse and worse. And it seemed like with each step that I took, I was losing the ability to do something else. Well, I made it to the door of the emergency room, and when I opened the door, it seemed like the check-in desk was another 10 miles away at least. Of course, it wasn't. I'm trying to explain to you how I felt in this phase of the migraine. Um, Never had these symptoms before. Never, ever, ever had I had with the other migraines that I had. Never did it get that bad. I had pain that would get intense and things like that. And, there were some times that people would find me in the bathroom floor at work, or, just I would stop somewhere, put my head down and try to wait it out, or I would get nauseous or something like that. But never had I had the extent of numbness and the total loss of vision, and just, I thought I was having a stroke. There's no other way to explain it. All of the symptoms that I was having lined up more with stroke than anything else that I could think of. And of course, I'm not a doctor, but we all know stroke symptoms. Um, it took probably maybe 10 minutes. For me, it seemed like forever, but it took forever in my state for them to get me back into a room. And once they did, and they started, the first thing that they did was, start an IV. They had me, they done a urine test, which is standard. I think they done some blood work. I'm not sure. But they started medicating me, and their original thought was that I was having a thunderclap headache, and thunderclap headaches can take your life. Um, Fortunately, obviously, that was not what it was. Um, it turned out to be a hemiplegic, I can't remember, migraine. Um, I should be seeing my neurologist a lot more than I am, but I'm just not right at this point in time. Um, but the reason why that is in my mind today is because I keep missing symptoms. Um, Yesterday was a very stressful, emotional day for me. I kind of made it that way for myself. Last year, whenever it came time to file my taxes, and I have become, it used to be, as soon as our W-2s came in January, taxes were done. Okay, over the course of my work life, I have become very, very lax about that. And last year I waited until the very last minute, and someone had stolen my identity. So my taxes came back, and I had to file a paper return and file, a theft report and all that fun stuff. Um, well, I thought, since all of that was taken care of, I just, because I've also just gotten to where I hate doing the taxes. I don't know why, because it's not that hard for me. It's not like that there's a whole lot, and there's probably more that I could put on my taxes. I just kind of, whenever I see that I'm getting something back and I don't know, I'm happy. So we just let it go with that. And I am as honest as I can be. I just am not as nitpicky as I could be. We'll put it that way. Um, as long as I don't owe them in the end, I'm happy. But anyway, went to file my taxes yesterday. Everything's going great until the very last minute. And as I'm doing this and it gets to the last minute and I file them, they kicked them back again. Couldn't believe it. So that started the stress level going through the roof. But what I didn't pay attention to, yesterday I was very, I commented on my Facebook about being a big baby yesterday. I was very emotional, without reason, I guess you could say. Some of my emotional stuff is, just being a human being and being healthy and dealing with situations. Sometimes it's a little too much. Yesterday it was too much, and I didn't get it. It was to the point by the time my husband made it home, and by the way, I printed out my return. We filed a paper return. It made it to the post office in time. It's all good to go. And frankly, I don't care. I'm just going to tell you. And I don't mean that as derogatory as it sounds. I'm just not. It's what you got to do. So, I filed my taxes. It's all good. Done. I should not have waited till the last minute. And I know this. I know better. But anyway, what I missed for the second time, and I just talked with my mom about this over the weekend. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am in aura. Yesterday was prodrome. I missed the excessive emotional. I missed it being prodrome. What prodrome is the stage of migraine before aura and before the migraine actually hits. I did not realize that I was even going into aura until I've started with the beginnings of a migraine. And I have already taken medication, and it's yet to counteract. Um, that's the fun part about having a migraine, is that sometimes the medicine works, excuse me, and sometimes it does not. Um, but I just wanted to come on and make a video and talk to you and tell you that despite all of this, um, we are still blessed. Despite, I have a neurological disorder called migraine. I don't know why it has come back in the means that it has, and why it has come back, other than, we discussed because of the damage in my neck. I miss the days of being migraine free. I will tell you that. I can't wait to be migraine free again, because I know that it can happen. But if you have migraine and you haven't researched prodrome, I urge you to. The more equipped that you are with any situation or medical condition that you have, the more knowledge that you have, the better you can help yourself, and the better you can help those around you, and the better you can understand. I had things I was going to do today. Needless to say, it's not going to happen. And that's a hard thing to live with. Never knowing, making plans, and sometimes they get disrupted. But through it all, God is good and God is gracious, because that day I could have had a stroke. That day in July I could have died. So, yeah, this is just another bump in the road. Gonna pull out a Keep Calm and Trust God card. And I'm sorry, whenever I'm in Aura and prodrome, I can't talk right. So if you see my videos and you see me struggling to talk or to get the right words out, worse than usual, it's generally a sign that I'm in prodrome or in Aura. And like I said, if you have migraine, please research prodrome. Please research Aura. It will help you tremendously in preparing what you need to have ready for an attack, because inevitably that's what's coming. Anyway, our Keep Calm and Trust God card is a quote from J.L. Packer. It says, "The stars may fall, but God's promises will stand and be fulfilled." I like that. And the verse on the back is from Colossians 1:11. It says, "May you be strengthened with the power according to his glorious might." So always know, and I have a friend of mine that her father passed away. Her name is Tasha. She and I met about 3 years ago in the ICU at Baptist East. Both of our fathers were in ICU at the time, and we became friends, and we've kept up with each other on Facebook. And I had the opportunity to visit with her for a little bit Thursday, because my dad had a procedure and I was able to be up there. But my heart is broken for her. I can't imagine. As prepared as we get when we know that loved ones have terminal illnesses, or, even we all know that there's only so many days, there's only so many heartbeats that we have. Make the best of them. It's so hard to imagine myself in her place. But at the same time, I can feel her pain. I grew up, my dad was a soldier. I grew up with the knowledge that every time that he left to go somewhere that he was in a dangerous situation. So I grew up with that knowledge that, maybe this time he may not come back. But it's a whole different ball game whenever they take their last breath. Um, so please keep my friend in your prayers and her family. Um, Still continue to keep me and my family in your prayers. Um, I don't really have, I didn't put on any makeup today because, well, this attack is getting stronger by the minute, and there really was no point. I did I put on some moisturizer, and I did put on some Under Wonder Posh primer, um, just simply because it just kind of helps me out a little bit with fine lines. I was just really impressed yesterday. I didn't, the mirror is right there now. I can look in it while I'm talking to you. I didn't notice any of my normal cracks and crevices and stuff until probably 8 last night, 8:30. That's pretty incredible for a primer to give that kind of coverage, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So again, I strongly recommend you give it a try. You can go to my website. It's www.sparklingwithposh.com. Try it again. www.sparklingwithposh.po.sh. I say that almost every day and I messed it up. Yeah. Sign of aura. I will be taking it easy today. I'm going to try to still get a couple of things done. Do have a Facebook open group, Posh Bash #2, going on my Facebook page, which is Vicki L. Nunn-Cadle. I welcome you. For me, yes, this is a business, and yes, this is one that I am trying to be successful at. I want to be successful, but I have some really great role models. One of them is Brian O'Brien. I've talked about him before. He runs a radio station, owns and runs a radio station in Middlesboro, Kentucky. And I've seen his character, and I've seen how much he gives back to the community. And I want my business to be in that fashion. I want it to be about people. Posh is a fantastic line. I've yet to use anything that I didn't like. There are things that I like more than others, and that may be true for you. But I want to be more about people. I want to be more about helping you find things in my product line that you like and that you want to use and that you're excited to use and share with your friends. I don't want my business to be simply about Posh. I want it to be about you and helping you. And, with a direct sale business, here's what you're doing when you buy from me. You're helping me pay off bills. You're helping me fund missions. You're helping me to give to homeless people. You're helping me to do all of the things that I want to do in my world. And I so appreciate that. Some people that do direct sales, you're paying for their children to have the various lessons, dance, whatever lessons that they are providing for their children or something like that. And I'm just going to tell you, I would rather buy something direct sale and maybe pay a little bit more than what I would in Walmart. I'd rather buy it from someone that is doing a direct sale and help them than make a CEO of a big box company have more money and buy a third, fourth, fifth house. It's about people. That's just where I am. And I'm getting rambly, and I've clocked off 19 minutes, so let's just close this out. And as always, I am the mayor's daughter. I thank you for watching. I thank you for your support. I thank you for everything that the comments, the compliments, if you see something that I can do better, I thank you for sharing that with me. Once again, I will tell you, I'm not going to have any arguing, fighting, derogatory, nothing on my page, because that's not what I'm about. That's not who I am. This channel is meant to lift people up, and I'm just going to tell you, we're going to follow the little rule that I learned whenever I was a child. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. There are nice ways to say things to people. There are nice ways to help people when they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. There's a kind and compassionate way to do it. Okay? So we're going to do that on this channel. I don't, I'm happy when I get new subscribers, but I want my subscribers to be on board with being kind and compassionate towards each other, because that's how we are going to change this world. That's how we're going to make this world a better place. We have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of people hurting. So, on that note, again, I am the mayor's daughter. Thank you for watching. Give me a like, subscribe. If you don't like it, let me know and shoot me a comment. Thank you all so very much. I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day. See you. Bye.